Hey y'all, Joe here, Southern Coastal Cooking, coming at you again. Yeah, y'all, I'm back to cooking now. Oh, I'm looking so forward to going to Memphis and May this end of this week to this weekend, a big barbecue comp. We'll do some more videos about that. But right now, I got some company coming over tomorrow night. I want to make a mean shrimp creole. Yeah, boy. So y'all just stay with me right here. Y'all follow along as I show y'all how to make my famous shrimp creole. Actually, I think this was like my first video on my channel way back years and years ago. But anyway, let's come over here. I want y'all to look at this. You know, we got what I like to call my oyster pot, my big gumbo pot. And what we're gonna do here tonight, we're gonna start with a roux. We're gonna make it a little bit different. My boss told me how to make this roux. It's a fast roux. It's when you don't need something too dark. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it on high heat. Make sure my burner's lit. Oh yeah, there it goes. All right, now I'm gonna pour 2 cups of Earl in there. All right, we're gonna let this get really hot, y'all. Let that get about frying level, and then I'll come back to you, show you what the next step is. We gotta be careful though, he told me. He said, be careful, boy. All right, y'all, I think this oil's pretty much hot enough. I can hear it kind of popping a little bit, like it's getting up to frying temp, like you want to fry fish in or something. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put you down there where you can see it a little bit better. I'll come a little closer. Now, I'm gonna get some safety gear on. Put some big gloves on. He said be dang careful when you're doing this. Yeah, hear that grease starting to pop. That's what we're looking for. He said get a big whisk. Got a big whisk here. If I can grab with these dang gloves on. All right, so we'll use this for whisking. And then the other hand, he said take your flour. I got 2 cups of flour, and just ease it in and whisk the heck out of it. All right, so you're frying the flour right there. So little bit by little bit. Fry it just like you fry fish. Yes, sir. Okay. Well, nothing about too bad happened yet. Let's see. Then we're on high heat here. Just frying this stuff up. Making this what I call a hot roux. Hot and fast. Almost got all that flour in there. That's good. Switch hands and start a little better this hand, huh? Oh, come on. I don't want that clump up. Just stir the heck out of it. I'm going to take the glove off this other hand so I can mess with the heat here in a second if I need to. He said, this is a fast way to a little roux here. It's smoking hot. And just pour that flour right into it. I'm gonna stir this for about 5 minutes. I'll come right back to y'all. Oh yeah, it's getting good, I'm telling you. It's gonna be all right. Trying to find your little power switch over here, y'all. Y'all look at this. It's only been 5 minutes, and that's about perfect right there. That's what I'm talking about. Now what we're gonna do, this is apparent, I mean, you must have the vegetables already chopped, ready to go, because this is when you put your vegetables in. That's when you get that roux to stop cooking so much. With some cooking vegetables. Stir these bad boys in. Look at that. Frying them suckers up, y'all. It's also more vegetable. Yeah. This is onions, bell pepper, celery, you know, Trinity. All right, that's what we want to do. Just want to fry this Trinity right there in this stuff. We only took 5 minutes, man, to get the roux like that. That was awesome. Oh yeah, we're just cooking. We're just stirring. We took the fire back down about 2 or so. Something get too hot. Look at that. Cooking and frying these vegetables now. Just cooking them down, y'all. Smells. I wish y'all could smell this. Smelling the house is absolutely wonderful. Look at brown roux, those vegetables. That is something else. Yeah, I might tell boss man, thank you, sir. This is an excellent idea with that roux. Look at it, it's even brown a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this heat off, y'all. This is gonna cook plenty just with this residual heat here in the thing. I'm gonna throw a little bit more in there. That's be fine. This will just kind of stop the cooking process. So we're just frying everything up. Just like that. Let's see. Turn on low. Alright, y'all, I'm about to get some seasoning. We'll come up with that. Here's what we got, y'all. We got some parsley. We got some Slap Your Mama, just regular Old Bay seasoning, a garlic powder, and then last but not least is Perrine seasoning from Oyster Bed Company. Absolutely wonderful in gumbos and everything else. And a couple bay leaves. We're gonna throw that off in there. We'll stir it in. We'll season everything. Yeah, turn this roux starting to tack up. Okay, that's fine. Getting everything like it needs to be. All right, now we're gonna add a little bit of tomato paste. All right, get that color going, get color popping. This was a 12-ounce can, about half of that. Incorporate that in there. And if you want to, now would be the time to add a little shot of white wine. We just didn't have any here around the house. That would be really, really good. Y'all tell me, you know, this is one of my favorite Cajun recipes my grandma used to cook. You know, what's your favorite old recipe? You know, grandma or grandpa or somebody in your family used to cook that brings back some good memories. Oh yeah. Just here. We're just gonna let that fold over just like that. Okay. Now we can go down with a little bit of liquid. What I've got here is some crab bouillon. Blue crab bouillon you can actually get off of Amazon. I'll try to find a link to it. But I use it in my gumbos and stuff like that. I just put it in a little mason jar with some seafood stock. We're gonna add that to it. Okay. Right there, we're gonna stir that in. Just let that go. What's this here? Oh, that's a bay leaf. Alright. You could just stir that in. See how everything just thickens? That's okay. We ain't got no liquid in there hardly. Now I got the rest of this seafood stock right here. You can use chicken stock, whatever you want. I like to use the seafood stock. Everything just kind of constant. Use just water. Okay. But we'll put that in there. Stir that around. The idea, we just want to get this thin enough here so we can simmer it a little while and get those vegetables a little bit tender. Oh, almost forgot. Got one 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. It's got to go in there. Man, let them forget that. Okay, so that's part of the liquid. But just stir. Oh, it's going to be great. Get everything incorporated. Alright, and we're just going to let this simmer a while. We'll keep stirring every few minutes. Keep it on low heat. Basically what we're doing is just tendering up the vegetables, letting all those flavors just mingle. Alright, y'all? That's what we're doing right there. Just taste it. Another ingredient it needs is a little bit of Worcestershire. Now we're going to use this W sauce, America's Worcestershire in here. That's just something about Worcestershire that helps Shrimp Creole take off. So we're gonna stir that in. Look, it's super thick now. Don't worry about that. We put all the shrimp in, they're gonna release so much water, it's really gonna thin out. Right now, we're just trying to cook the vegetables. So I put it on low, and what you wanna be doing at this point, I covered it and let it simmer for 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, come in here, and I don't know if y'all can see, zoom in a little bit maybe. See that oil gathers up on the side from the roux? We'll strain that off with a spoon. If you had a turkey baster, squeezer, that'd be good. Let's get some of the oil off. Stir it back up, I'm gonna taste it. What I'm tasting for is flavor, obviously, and the tenderness of the vegetables. So, we'll just do this about every 15 minutes. It's been on there for 15 minutes now. I tasted it, it's good. My vegetables are still a little more crunchier than I want. So we'll stir that in, let it go another 15 minutes. All right, we have been cooking this and stirring it every 15 minutes, tasting for texture of the vegetables, for flavor, everything like that. I think it's got about perfect now. Now what I'm about to do, I got some Louisiana Select Gulf Shrimp Wild Caught IQF product of the USA, okay? 60-20 count, sorry, a 50-60 count. That's what it says right there. I like these smaller shrimp for a Creole. That way you can get more, you can get you some with every bite. You can worry about somebody coming out and grabbing all the shrimp. So we got everything, stir that. I've got most of the oil off of it, everything like that. So I'm gonna go with this first bag of frozen shrimp here. And while I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my heat up. And up to about medium high. And pour this bag of shrimp in there. Okay? And stir that in. And look, y'all, that's gonna cook right there in that gravy. That's that Creole. All right, we're gonna stir that in. So then we'll get the next bag of shrimp. Same thing, that was 3 pounds of shrimp, by the way, y'all. 3 pounds of shrimp. We just wanna make sure we get the pot cool. We'll put that 3 pounds in there. Yep, 6 pounds of shrimp. There we go. Okay. Roughly get them all down in there. They'll shrink down, of course, as they get hot, as they cook. But what we're gonna do, I'm gonna stir these around. It's a little bit hotter, then we'll put the top back on and let these simmer, okay? So I set a time for 10 minutes. I got them about a, medium-low heat with the top on. Come and stir them after that. Yeah, I just want to let you in on a few tips here. Some of you may ask me, why do you use frozen shrimp, for instance, instead of fresh shrimp? You can absolutely use the fresh shrimp. It's just, to me, down south here, you can get some of the Louisiana or the Texas American wild caught frozen shrimp that are already peeled and stuff like that. You can go ahead and throw them in the gumbos, and you don't need that bigger shrimp. Actually, I'll say in the gumbos or the Creoles, I don't want a really big shrimp in there because it's not the kind of bite that I want, okay? Now, another thing, I like to make my Creoles, my gumbos, my etouffee, all a day or two in advance because they get better with time, okay? With a little bit of time, not too much. But if I was going to use fresh shrimp in this dish, I'd have done everything tonight, like you said, except for add the shrimp. I'd have cooked the vegetables down. I'd done a roux. Sometimes I even do the roux before that. And I would let everything just marinate overnight in the fridge, get cold and get blended together. Now, right before I served it, an hour or two, I throw the shrimp in there when the water, when everything was hot. Okay, so that way you would cook the shrimp right there, because you put them fresh shrimp in there tonight. When everything's all hot and you cook it for too long, you'll cook them shrimp to pieces. Okay, so I like the frozen shrimp in there because you get everything hot and it kind of cools it down. It's a little bit easier to cook, and you can go next day. But here's the thing: if all possible, please stay away from them shrimp from out of the country, the farm-raised shrimp. They really are trash. I'm telling y'all, it's trash. If you got to pay a little bit more, just use a little bit less shrimp, whatever, substitute your local seafood or something. But anyway, that's just what I want to come with that. Right now, we just simmer down now, simmering here for about another 5 minutes. We're going to stir and we'll simmer some more. I'll check it out. It's been 10 minutes, starting to bubble a little bit. We had it covered. I'm going there and just kind of fold everything over. All right. It's going to take a little bit to cook these shrimp. That's okay though. Everything's going to incorporate. Yeah, there's still some of them frozen in there. That's fine. We're easing into it. Okay. I'm going to bite medium or number 3 on this eye. Okay. Make sure the sauce is hot there. Okay. Alright, so we got that. Just fold it in. Scratch the bottom. Make sure ain't nothing sticking over there. Okay. Alright, now we go for another 10 minutes. Covered. We come back and check it. So let's check it out here. Been another 10 minutes. It bubble a little bit. And what we're gonna do is just gonna keep folding it over, going 10 minutes by 10 minutes, y'all, until I see these shrimp are cooked. That ain't no big deal. Nothing hard. That's just what I'm gonna do. So I'll keep going. I'll come to y'all once we get them cooked up. So there we go. Now we can see all our shrimp are cooked. We know we're ready. Oh yeah. Let's let this rest. We can turn it off. And yep, we ready to serve it tomorrow. Be some good stuff. This will make a good part of the video too. What I'm doing to cool this off, I pour it in this big old pan right here and let it sit on the counter just for about 30 minutes or so. Then I'll move that in the refrigerator. That way it'll cool. You know, if you leave it in that big cast iron pot, it'll stay warm too long, it may spoil, but it's a great way to save it for tomorrow.